Afternoon, Midwest Mania Outdoors. My guest today is Jerry Gowins, a photographer, traditional bow hunter, and the editor for Compton Traditional Bow Hunter magazine. How's it going, Jerry? Would you like to introduce yourself better than I can?
Pretty good. Pretty good. No, I probably.
Are you there? Hello? Hello? I got you back. You're back now.
Okay. Went dead air there for a minute. I went, I don't know what happened.
But yeah, you want to introduce yourself? Can you?
Oh, well, you did a pretty good job of it. I've been a traditional bow hunter for 35, 40, 38 years. I don't know, something like that, 36 years. And a photographer for longer than that, 50, 52. I started in high school. And those two hobbies work together very nicely. So,
And photography is how I met you, actually.
well, really,
Yeah. Social media photography. I asked you some questions about some glass. Then you said about Sony mirrorless. Cause my wife's a photographer by degree.
right,
But yeah.
right.
But, okay. Let's start on traditional bow hunting. When did you start doing that?
I started bow hunting in about '86, and I went to the bow shop, and of course they hooked me up with a compound.
Yep.
And first 2 years, I missed a dozen animals, either by misjudging yardage, picking the wrong pin, all excited and all that stuff. And you got to remember back then, a fast compound was 200 feet per second.
Yeah.
Shooting aluminums. And I remembered as a kid, I had a little Bimart's, a hardware store around here.
Okay.
Ben Pearson Jet, all fiberglass, 30-pound bow. And I used to go out in the cherry orchard next door and shoot birds out of trees. So I got to thinking, I go, well, screw this. I'm going to go back and try the recurve again. So I went to Dave Dorn, Archery Pass. He hooked me up with a Howlett Hunter, 55 pounds. And I spent the summer, honing in, starting at 5 yards and then stepping back. I wanted to shoot instinctively. I was through with the sight thing. And then that fall, the first deer that I loosed an arrow at, I killed. So that pretty much cemented my decision to go traditional. And that was 1989.
Not bad. Not bad.
That year.
What model of bow do you shoot these days?
Well, because of some physical issues,
Yeah.
I've had to drop down 5 pounds to 45-pound bows. I've had all sorts of customs. So I had Black Widow take my longbow down to 44, and then I found a used 45-pound Kodiak, the 59 Repro. And the 59 Repro, I have a 2014 model. It's 50 pounds. It's easily my favorite bow to hunt with.
Yeah.
Because it's light in hand, it's quick, it points well. And when I couldn't draw 50 anymore, that was a big disappointment because you don't see 45-pounders for sale, or any Kodiaks actually for sale very often. So I just got it, a week and a half ago, I guess. So now I'm trying to come up with arrows to shoot out of those bows because I've been shooting 65, 70s for years and years and years. I always made sure the arrows matched any bow I was going to shoot with, which were all in the 48 to 50 pound range. Got a blacktail that's 47 pounds. I love that too. So yeah, I just this morning I was out right before you called. I was out messing around the shop trying to figure out what I was going to shoot. Combinations, points and shafts and all that out of these bows.
Now, are you a carbon guy or a wood guy?
Oh, I'm wood. I've got carbons, but I'm a wood guy. I love the kind of, I guess you call it the romance of shooting wood. It's warmer. It's
quieter.
It's quieter, and I'm all about the quiet. So
the 3D series I shoot it's a Midwest, the MAC, that's what it's called, Midwest Archery Championship is a 3D series, and they have like compound different classes, and they have their trad classes. Well, for me to shoot with all my buddies, they're all older guys, and they shoot longbows with wood arrows. So I decided to do it, and I like wood arrows, but I hunt with carbon because I got a mess of them, and they're easier to tune. Yeah.
Well, they're more forgiving. Wood's more forgiving than carbon.
Yeah.
I mean, you can take, and people may argue with this, but my experience has been, I take a carbon shaft and a wood shaft with the same static spine.
Yeah.
And the dynamic spine is way different. It's way stiffer than the carbons. So I end up having to add more point weight. But, I've always been a wood guy. I shot aluminums at first until I made my first batch of wood arrows under Dave's tutelage, and I was hooked. I mean, it's been wood.
That's what
95%.
I made my first. I would buy a pre-fletched. Hang on. Pre-fletched shafts from oh crap. I would order Amazon specials like Rose City, like bulk or like overstock stuff, and that got expensive because you lose arrows shooting trad. I don't care who you are, what good a shot. Everybody misses.
That's another reason I don't shoot carbon. It's expensive.
So I go, all right, and my buddy Jerry was giving me he gave me like a knockoff Blitzenberger Fletcher. I got playing with that, and I go, you know what? I'm just gonna order me a dozen shafts. I'm gonna order them heavier and a higher spine weight so I could run heavier points. And that's what I did this year. And I four-fletched them. I spray painted did a cheap dip.
Right. I do some of mine that way.
Yeah.
I put them on, I put them on the cresser and let them spin, and especially if it's a color I can't find.
I figured out easy, because I don't have a crester, so I put them in my my 18-volt Milwaukee drill. Right. I had my daughter hold it, and I sprayed it.
That works. I mean, it's the same principle.
Yeah. And it works, and those shafts work great. I have 3 left out of a half dozen. So, but yeah.
Are you shooting cedar?
Yeah.
Have you tried Sherwood shafts, the fir?
Not yet.
Oh my God.
I'm going to probably do it. Probably just order a set of 55s from him and go do that next year over the winter time. But
yeah, I know the owners of that from the get-go, and I've been in on checked out their production, and they know what they're doing. They're not just turning out shafts from wood. I mean, they know what to look for in the wood, and it's scientific.
I have no problem with that Rose City because their customer service is awesome.
Yeah.
But man, there's a big difference in weight from one cedar shaft to another. But it's natural, so they all might be spine the same, but GPI can vary big time.
So wherever you're getting them, they don't grain match in the dozen?
I guess not. I always thought Rose City did. No. But it was way up. I had one that was like 20 grains difference.
Which isn't
that bad, but
that's like 4 knocks.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying maybe they were 50 or 60 grains.
I did have one set like that, but they're 5/16. I shot 5/16 for a while, and I picked up speed obviously because it's smaller diameter, but I never could find a heavy enough point because I only could go up to 125s and 516s gluons. So
Right.
and
Right. 11:30 seconds. You can get. I just got some the other day. Some 190s.
that's what I shoot. I shoot 190s and it softens up the shaft a little bit. I go a little bit heavier on my spine shaft. I'm just saying this from how I build like carbon arrows, and I did the same with wood, and it works for the most part. My longbows cut past center, so I don't gotta worry about bending that much going around the bow.
The paradox.
Paradox. Yeah.
But they make. I don't know if they make them in 5/16. Maybe they do. I think they're called. Now hold me to this, but I think they're called woody weights.
Yep.
And I got some of those too, and they work pretty well.
But
I mean, if you really want to get heavy out there, I think I've got some 175 woody weights to put the broadheads on. Of course, they dive like crazy out there.
How now? Are you a heavy arrow guy or a light arrow guy?
I'm a big believer in penetration due to mass.
Okay.
And they'll, on the boards and Facebook and all that, there'll be guys argue that to their death. But Joe St. Charles told me one time, and he said, it may have been Jay, one of the St. Charles guys told me, yeah, I'm an old guy, so I talked to these guys a long time ago. He said, if you think about it, he said, if you go out and take a ping pong ball and throw it as hard as you can in a snowbank, and then take a golf ball of the same diameter and throw it as hard as you can in the snowbank, that's a good parallel. I mean, it won't be as big a difference, I think, but I want my arrows to hit with authority. When they hit an animal, I'm more interested in accuracy and getting the job done than I am with speed, because no matter how fast your bow is, that arrow is not going to go faster than the speed of sound.
Even with compounds, they still drop. I mean, they're like, you shot a compound, they'll duck a compound, or not really. Yeah, I guess ducking it. People say string jumping, but they don't jump; they duck. And by the time they get there, and they're already back up by the time the arrow gets there. So
because the speed of sound is 700 feet per second, roughly.
Yeah.
And so I don't care what bow anybody's shooting, they're not going to get that arrow there before the sound. It's not a rifle or a muzzle loader or something. So I just make sure my bow is quiet. And I've never had an issue.
And have you ever heard of the company River Rising Longbows? It's small company out of Michigan.
No.
That I acquired one of his bows from my buddy Jeremy. He's the horse seller of bows, the horse trader of bows, and all archery equipment. And he goes, I got a longbow for you because when I had delaminated and all that stuff, he goes, and I'm losing money on this, I'll sell it to you. Well, I like it. It's a takedown longbow, and it's 42 at 28. I have a 30-inch draw. So I'm pulling back a little bit more, but that thing, it's fast for what it is. I like it, and it's Osage and Tiger Wood. So,
cool. But you're probably drawn 48 pounds.
Huh?
You're probably drawn 48 pounds at 30 inches.
Yeah, and my hunting arrows, they're carbon. They weigh about like mid fives, maybe 575 grains per inch altogether. 20 yards on an end, the thing flies like a dart. But you go out past it, it's going to drop. So
exactly. But see, my self-imposed limitation is 20 yards.
Yes, and I even with a compound, I don't think I ever shot anything farther out than 20 yards, even though I could. I just never did.
But it's a game of close.
Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to figure out where I live. Because I have a generic list I follow, and I never changed it. Now, you shoot a lot of cover photos for Traditional Bowhunter magazine.
Yes, over the years I've shot somewhere between 55 and 60.
No.
And several covers for other magazines.
Now, all those photos you shoot with like the still, I call it still life. I don't know if that's the the right terminology. My wife would kill me if I got the wrong terminology.
Some of them have been still lives,
Like
yes.
where you have like the, I almost said artifacts, but I know that's not artifacts, but like the collection of bows. Is that all your private collection or no?
No.
Okay.
One of my favorite covers I shot was, and I'm looking at it now, is a cover of Chet Stevenson stuff.
Okay.
It was all his stuff, and the cougar hide that they're laying on, he killed with one of his own bows.
Okay.
He was a local guy. He lived here
Okay.
where I live. And then one of his good friends was Nick Knott's dad.
Okay.
And Nick Knott wrote the book, or put the book together of Chet's writings, called The Old Bow Hunter. And so he had a bunch of Chet's stuff. I mean, a bunch of Chet's stuff. You know, quivers full of arrows and bows, and I think 70-some bows or something like that. So when he died, then Nick ended up with them, and I've known him. He's been a friend for years. And so I went to his place, and we took some of the bows and arrows and quiver and all that and made a still life on the floor of his house, and then just lit it with window light coming in. But no, I don't own. I've got 2 Chet arrows.
Okay.
That Nick gave me, which was very generous. I appreciate it very much. I had 3, but I gave one to Dean Torges when he hosted me out there to hunt whitetails in '99. And I don't know what happened to it after he died, but I'm sure it went to a good home.
All right.
He was a huge Chet fan.
No.
Do you know Dean Torges?
I don't think so.
Oh man, he made gorgeous Osage and bamboo-backed Osage longbows.
Okay.
I think he called them fire sticks. Beautiful. He's a woodworker. Made wonderful cabinetry and whatnot. And he passed a few years ago.
That book you said about the old bow hunter.
Yeah.
Is that still in production or no? I can go back and look it up. It'll pull up notes on here for me. So
yeah, I don't know if you can check Free Rivers. I think they sold them for a while. I don't know if Nick has done another production run or not.
All right. Let's talk about Compton because I'm a Compton member. You're a Compton member. Let's talk about that because they're different than PBS. And
they're both great organizations, but yes, they are totally different with a lot of members belonging to both.
Yeah, I belong to both. I went to the odd year gathering that was out near me this year, which makes it a lot easier because I hate to say it, I've had some health issues. I don't like to drive over 40 minutes from home.
Right.
So I don't see myself driving to Indiana. I don't see myself driving to Pennsylvania. My brother lives in Pennsylvania, but yeah, or out west or anything like that. It's just not in my wheelhouse right now. And the forums are great. PBS has their own forum, and Compton does too. I can't remember what the Compton one's name is called.
On Facebook
or either internet or on their website. Doesn't Compton have a forum website? Like a forum on their website, I think.
Like a bulletin board.
Yep.
I don't know.
I thought they did.
Everyone kind of seems to
go to Facebook these days.
Migrate, but yeah, because it's quicker, it's immediate, and I'm looking them up right now. But I know PBS did.
Mm-hmm.
I used to get on that, kind of before the Facebook days.
I like everything before the Facebook days.
Yeah, I was on both site when it first started, and then the leather wall.
Yep.
And those were great days. A lot of great people. And then over time, as more and more guys got computers, we started to get the keyboard warriors, and they were argumentative, and they'll say all sorts of stuff because it's not face to face. And I just stopped going to it. It's still there on the wall. I check the classifieds once in a while. I don't see anything on the website about.
I don't know if there was or not. I could have swore there was. Maybe it's just a Facebook one. I think it's just on Facebook.
Yeah, there's a Facebook page that you can sign up to.
I'm on it, and I'm on so many different Facebook pages. I don't see the content stuff that much, or PBS stuff, or anything like that. I have to go and type in specifically. Then I'll get like 3 weeks of it getting like notifications or seeing it come through, and then it'll just slowly go away, so I don't have to bring it back up. But
that's the Facebook
algorithm. That's all what it is.
If you don't go to it very often, then it starts showing other pages that you do go to
all the damn time
in your feed. So, yeah. The Compton's is different, where PBS is a fraternal organization and it's made up of a bunch of great guys, and they do their shoots and their off-year gatherings and get-togethers and hunts and whatnot. Where Compton is more geared toward kids, getting kids in archery and promoting youth programs. We've sent over the years thousands of arrows and I don't know how many hundreds of bows and whatnot to, schools or scouts or, religious, church programs and whatnot to get bows in kids' hands. And that's a huge part. And if you've never been to the rendezvous, oh my gosh. I mean, the last one I've been to, I haven't been to one since I stepped off the board, but there was a couple hundred kids there.
My dad,
shooting bows.
All my kids shoot archery. My son shoots, not so much anymore. He's got like I think it was a 55 Bear Kodiak Cub, Alaskan Cub. Like it's one of those reflex. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's dual shelved.
Right.
Yeah. It's considered a longbow, but yeah, it's just like a big recurve.
I think that if I recall, the tips are barely reflexed.
Yep. And that is one of the smoothest shooting bows I've ever shot in my life.
Oh, one of my favorites was, back in the day. I'm preceding your time now.
Yeah.
There was a 56 Kodiak Special.
Okay.
That Mike Houston bought from Joe St. Charles.
Okay.
That had been on the Little Delta hunts.
Nice.
And actually, at one time, the guy who bought it, Bill something, he killed a bear and a caribou with that bow. And then Mike bought it, and he killed a bunch of animals with it and sent it around the country. He started sending it around to bow hunters around the country so a lot of people could hunt with that historical piece of equipment. And I got to hunt with it twice.
Nice.
I love that bow. I don't think I've been more accurate than I was with that bow. And it was 57 pounds or something like that, 56 pounds. And that was a 57. And I've got a 56 now. It's a little too heavy for me, but it wasn't recurved that much. But, I think sometimes when bowyers are trying to, it's a tightrope. They're trying to build in speed and maintain smoothness and stability. And I think that the bows with less curve, this is my opinion only. I'm going to get knocked about on Facebook for this, but don't care. I just think they're inherently more stable.
Yeah.
When you're not trying to build in speed, because the faster the bow, the more critical your release is. But so he sent it around. Lots of guys got to hunt with that bow. I wrote a story about it way back in the early 2000s. So I hunted blacktails here, and I killed a blacktail buck first day out, and then he invited me. We were going to be on the East Coast. He invited me to his place, and we hunted hogs, and I got a nice, like a 195-pound sow there with that bow, and just had a wonderful time. Talk about Southern hospitality, man. That's a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
Penny Banks and Mike Houston, and unfortunately Mike passed away about 3 weeks ago.
Sorry to hear
which
that.
was sad news. Yeah, really like Mike. So anyway,
I have a bow sort of like that. My son's best friend went to a garage sale and bought a Shakespeare Super Niceta because my Martin Jaguar recurve, the limbs were twisted on it and they were on back order, so I was gonna be able I had nothing on with, and I didn't have money to go out and buy a new bow. He bought this bow for $3. It had a slight twist in the bottom limb. I wrapped warm damp towels around it and took a tire inner tube and wrapped it back around it. Took the twist mostly out of it. Shot the biggest buck of my life with that bow.
Is that right?
Yeah. Then
you know how those limbs get twisted in those old bows?
People doing the step through method.
Yes.
Yep. And
I saw a few months ago. I saw a guy doing that, and I'm kind of like, no, don't do that. You know, use a stringer.
So
he's coming over tomorrow.
I traded that bow to my buddy Jeremy for like two tree stands instead of climbing sticks. He shot 3 deer with it last year, and it's back here at my house now.
No, there's nothing wrong with those bows.
No, there isn't.
I had a Browning Nomad.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think Nomad sounds right for Browning.
It wasn't a Nomad. Anyway, it was a 60-inch, 50-pound Browning recurve. Yeah. And I radiused the shelf on it, and that thing shot like a dream. Yeah. I just got to the point where I had too many of these bows, and I traded it off for something. But those old bows, man, there's nothing wrong with them. And I know the new bows are all beautiful and fast and all that stuff. And I mean, I like eye candy as much as the next guy. Yeah. My longbow's a black and white ebony, and it's gorgeous. But for someone on a budget, and they just want to get into it, man, hit the pawn shops and all that, and find a bow in your weight. And this guy coming over tomorrow, the guy that did the step through, he got a bow for $10. It's an old bow. I mean, this bow was probably made in the 40s. Yeah. And it barely recurves. Yeah, I forget the name of it, but he loves it. So it's it's a matter of you find a bow that shoots well, and you just kind of ignore the rest of it and work on that. Yeah. Get it set up and get used to it and shoot it a lot. And and I think back in the old days. I've got a couple longbows up here that were made in England in the 1850s. And those guys were winning, archery contests, very accurate with those bows. Yeah. So it's more about, it just doesn't sound right, but the relationship between you and the bow as far as being comfortable with it and knowing what to shoot out of it and, the proper brace height and knock point, the whole tuning thing. And people shoot just fine with those. I did. Yeah. And killing deer and killing game with bows or anything, it's shot placement first. If you can't hit what you're aiming at, it don't matter what broadhead, what arrows. Those... Right, which is to my point. Yeah. And the deer doesn't care how beautiful our bows are. No. No. And which reminds me of another, then this is relatable. When I was making my switch to the recurve, and I bought that Howard Hunter, which was really one of the better show bows that I shot too, when I think about it. I asked Jim Brackenberry, Yeah, we had a lot of great bowyers right here in the valley.
Yeah.
In Oregon, and we were having the Pope Young shoot, and I asked him, about his bow. I decided I wanted to custom it. This is the way I was going to go. So, and I remember asking him, I go, "How fast do your bows shoot?" Well, it's coming from the compound world,
Yeah.
And he said, "Jerry, there ain't a deer alive cares how fast you miss them."
Exactly.
And he said, "You want stability and smoothness of draw. That's what you want." So I took that to heart. I ended up finding a used one for $150 in a bow store. Guy didn't know what he had. But anyway, it was a great bow.
My buddy who's a gunsmith, he works at a pawn shop a little bit, and he goes, "Justin, you gotta come here and look at this bow." I came in there, and it's not an older bow; it's a newer bow. And someone, his boss, he had a Hoyt Satori in there. Had no idea what he had. He had $125 on it. And it had 2 sets of limbs. I go, "You might want to add a couple more zeros to that."
Yeah.
He goes, "Why?" I go, "Hey, you got the case and the hard case from Hoyt." I said, "Came with 2 longbow limbs and recurve limbs, 2 sets of strings, all like different grips." I said, "This thing." And the thing's never been shot. It had the original plastic on the limbs, everything.
Oh my word!
And I go, "Yeah." But
even $500 would have been a good deal.
Let's talk about what words of wisdom can you give the new inspiring hunters?
Hunters or bow shooters?
Both.
Well, number one, we just kind of touched on it, and make sure your equipment is tuned right, and you're into it. You're doing well. You're confident. The whole thing with your whole setup, and boy, there's so much to learn. I mean, learn the anatomy, learn your shot placement, learn to play the wind. I mean, there's so much. Let me know the habitat and where the animals go. The main thing starting is shooting well and shooting often, and then learn your quarry.
Yeah.
And there's enough information out there today. We had to rely on books. We didn't have the videos were just starting back then. With the Larry Jones and Dwight Shue and all that.
Oh, who else? I can't think of it. Barry and Gene Wentworth had videos too back then, didn't they?
Yeah. They were a little later than Jones. There's a couple others I can't remember their names because I haven't watched them in 30 years, or even known them anymore. But those were more along the lines of entertainment, watch us hunt and all that, and not so much the ABCs. And then in the meantime, now there's probably several hundred YouTubers that walk you through the whole process of tuning your bow and picking your arrows and the whole thing. And so that would be one thing is either find someone to mentor you or find a mentor on YouTube.
Yeah.
But even then, you got to have your crap detector on.
Yeah, definitely.
I
would say, now, do you know about like the hunting apps like OnX and... Yeah.
I've got OnX, and there's another one, Base Map, I think it is.
Yeah, there's one I use for it's designed by whitetail hunters, and he's a ex-military. My little brother got to serve with him, and it's Spartan Forge, but it'll pull up thermals for you and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't use them anymore because due to without going into detail, a neurological issue.
Yeah.
And whatnot. I can't hunt anymore as far as getting in the hills. And in Oregon, if you want to hunt, pretty much 90% of your hunting is going to be in the mountains and in the hilly areas. And I don't I don't have the balance anymore. I've lost a ton of muscle mass, so I don't hunt. Matter of fact, I should probably just discontinue my subscription to those things. But they're great. I used them a lot when I was hunting.
Yeah.
Especially Onyx.
Then I guess there's this new, I don't know how accurate it is. I saw it. I was up late last night, writing emails and doing all that stuff. I should have been sleeping. But they have a new blood trailing app. Don't ask. Yes. It lights up your camera on your phone. It puts some filter on your camera, and suppose it picks up blood.
Oh, well, that makes sense because we can use, photography back in the film days. We used different filters to accentuate different colors.
All right, so it's not. I don't. So you explain it to me. We had that technology. You could do that with cameras back in the day. You would know. I probably could ask my wife this too. So it's not BS. It probably does work.
I imagine so. Otherwise, they wouldn't sell too many of the app once the reviews started coming in.
We had
and that's another thing too. That is another issue, that a lot of this electronic stuff is kind of starting to take the place of woodsmanship.
That's what I was going to go right into, and you hit it right in the head. Yeah, and you probably seen this. You probably met people that say, "Oh, I can go scout a piece of area on my phone and put my stand here," but you're not putting boots on the ground. You're not seeing these side trails for deer. You're not seeing the small little trails that a solitude buck's using or anything like that.
We use it mainly for scouting.
Yeah.
Like, well, this looks like a good area. Let's go check that out. Like you said, boots on the ground, or just I use it a lot for marking rubs.
Yep, that's what I use, rubs and scrapes and property.
And all that stuff. Yeah, and so wallow, especially elk hunting, I would put active wallows on it. But that how would I know that if the boots weren't on the ground? Exactly. You go to an area, goes, oh, I'll bet there's a wallow in there, based on experience of being in the woods and learning that stuff through woodsmanship, and go look and go, oh yeah, there is one here, and mark those. But woodsmanship is way high on the list. I think it's kind of lost its importance with the advent of technology and trail cams and all that stuff.
And like, I run trail cams. I have 3 of them going right now, but I don't use it to scout. I mean, I have.
You found the area and you found the sign. You go, okay, I want to see what's here.
I want to see what's here and see how often they come through. Like, I'll pull. And I don't have cell cams. I don't like cell cams because I'm cheap. But I'll go and pull my SIM card, switch it out, because I have to go down there and look and see if I'm still getting signed in that area or what. And
right, and I did the two. I had a couple of, old trail cams. It only takes a 2 megabyte SD card. That's how old they are.
Hey.
But they gave me an indication, because, like you said, I'd say, oh, man, there's a lot of deer coming through here. When are they coming through? So I already know there's deer there. But it was helpful to see, oh, they're all coming through at night. There isn't any of them coming through the day. I'm wasting my time. I'll go someplace else and look for more sign and more trails and whatnot. But as a whole, I didn't use them a lot. It wasn't until later on.
One more question for you, then we can wrap this up, because I'm hitting my low 30s, high 40s time limit before it starts dinging at me. What's your take on crossbows? Do they belong in the archery season, or they don't? I ask everybody this.
No. Put them in the gun season. If that's what the handicapped people, and I don't believe that everyone who gets a handicap license is actually
handicapped. Yep.
Put them in the rifle season. Put them in the muzzleloader season. But they don't believe in archery season. And the archery seasons came about to give primitive weapons a chance
Yeah.
to hunt. And and other people argue with me on this. Compound bows are not primitive weapons.
No.
I keep seeing YouTube after YouTube of guys shooting deer at 60 yards or elk at 70 yards, and it's supposed to be up close and personal sport.
They're forgetting all what it's about.
Yeah, and I get what they're doing, and I get the excitement, and especially if they're coming from the rifle realm. And but so that's taken a big, because the success ratio of bow hunters has gone way up.
Oh yeah, and
the seasons are getting shortened. Here in Oregon, we had pretty much the whole state to go shoot anywhere we wanted to during the season, and now the whole eastern side, mule deer and elk, is all a draw because they're only going to allow so many guys in the units.
Do they allow crossbows during your season there?
No, we don't allow crossbows at all.
Okay. You guys
I think we're the last holdouts.
That's what I say. Like, there's a few states that don't. I know South Dakota don't allow crossbows in anything.
I don't think Utah and Arizona do either, but I'm not positive.
But.
So it's there's technology is good in a lot of ways, but bad in others, and I think losing our seasons is one of the others.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100% with that. What else was I say?
When this hits my email, I'll start lighting up.
It probably won't hit till like Monday or Tuesday of next week. So.
Oh, that's fine. But now that I'm done hunting, then I'm putting my focus, no pun intended, into the photography. And so
I think it's always been. I think your focus has always been photography. But
it started out that way.
Oh yeah,
because I didn't start hunting until later on. But the hunting, a lot of it kind of put photography in the back seat for a while. Not that I didn't do it, but it just wasn't as important. Now I'm glad I have it, and I literally thank God that I have it to fall back on, because it took me a good year to come to grips with not hunting anymore.
No, I forgot. I didn't. There's one question. This is a quick one. Have you heard of the new traditional archery magazine called Trad Hunter that's out of Canada?
I've got the first issue. I haven't read it yet. It's still in the plastic.
I got it here too. I read some of it. I submitted a couple articles for him, and they couldn't fit them in because it wasn't really about. It wasn't the newest one's gonna be out the Rocky Mountains, which is cool. I didn't have any hunting experience out there, but I had like adventure. I went brook trout fishing in Yellowstone National Park, so I went up in quite high in elevation to go find them.
Right.
Huh?
Yeah, that's a great place.
Yeah, and I got I'm out there. I forgot my bear spray. Go figure it in the vehicle.
That's not a good place.
And I'm sitting there fishing, and here comes bison through. Bison comes walking through right next to me, a whole herd of bison. I'm standing in the river with a stick and waders, and here comes like 70 head of bison coming through. And I'm going, oh shit, here we go. After the rest of my family's back at the cabin in Gardner, Montana. I'm going to die up here getting gored by a bison. They're going to stomp on me. I'm going to die in the freaking Gardner River.
But for the most part, I photographed there for a whole week in September back in, 2005.
Okay.
And it was during the rut. And it was the coolest experience I've ever had.
Oh, they fight.
Well, they fight, but the bull elk, bugling up and down the valley, walking, where we had to. I was with other photographers, and we had to literally pick up our tripods and move because we were in their path.
Yeah.
And they would just walk right by us. They didn't care about us.
No.
They didn't care about us at all. And the bison are pretty much the same way, unless you're stupid enough to jump in front and try to take a selfie. Yeah, we've seen a lot of that on the internet lately.
Oh, yeah. I went during 2020, 2021, and like one of like the geothermic areas. I came around a trail, and you had like you can't. I guess I could have walked back around, but it took me an hour to get back that way. I'm almost back to like where it wraps around, and here's a bison laying right there, and I go, I'm gonna be quiet and just like walk through here very slowly. And
Yeah.
I took a selfie over my shoulder as I was walking out, but I never like bent down with him to do that. But it was a big bull.
And we came up with the term Turons back in 2005 because we saw the stupid stuff going on, and I talked to a ranger that day, and he was busy telling people to get away. They've always had the rule to stay so many yards away. And I was talking to him. I said, "Oh my, do you have the stupid people here all the time?" He said, "You wouldn't believe it."
Oh,
He said, just yesterday, I caught a guy trying to put his kid on the back of a moose to get a photo.
yeah.
I
got one for you. Since you know Yellowstone, the Grand Canyon Yellowstones where Gardner Falls are and all that. Yeah, that trail that loops down to the bottom of the falls, where we're coming from the top, me, my son, and my two daughters, and we're coming around I call it like a blind bend, you can't see, and this guy's walking towards me and going, "Shh, be quiet. There's a grizzly bear with her cubs up there." I'm going, okay. What, like 200 yards away? No, 30 yards away, and she's already popping her jaws, and those baby grizzlies are up the tree already. And I'm clipping my bear spray. I'm going, you better tell your family of 15 to be quiet and start walking backwards. You don't go down that trail, walk backwards. I tell my son, you walk 100 yards, you take your sister to walk 100 yards backwards, then turn around and don't run. Just start walking quicker and quicker and quicker until you get a view, and I'll be right behind you. And he goes, well, they can't run that fast. I go, that bear can like run that distance in a heartbeat. You're dead.
30 miles an hour in a short sprint.
And they're like, I said, there's people that I've read books that they've bumped them at 40 yards. They don't have time to take the safety off their gun. So yeah, they're quick. And
go ahead.
And I saw the same person trying to pet a bison while I was there. I go, this is not going to end well. Oh, and I don't know what happened to that guy, but I know when we were there for those 4 days, I know like 5 people got gored, and we were there in June, so yeah.
Oh yeah, cabin season.
Yeah.
It's like like I said, we were there in the rut. I went with my family in '88, or '89, right after the fires.
Yeah.
In Yellowstone.
Yeah.
We were driving around, and when you first get there, you're excited. Oh, look, milk, and after the second day, what are people looking at? No, it's just milk,
Yeah.
So I was looking for moose, and finally, when I came around a bend, there was half a dozen cars, and I said, well, what's up there? And they said, a bull moose. Sweet. So we got out of the car. I told them, my wife grabbed the video camera. I told the kids, stay in the car.
Yep.
No matter what you do, stay in the car. So we go up, and it's just feeding. It's nothing, I probably threw all those photos away. But we're positioned with some trees between us and taking the photos. And I started doing, and he'd raise his head for a second, and I'd click, he'd go back to feeding.
Yeah.
Well, the next thing I know, I hear these kids down the hill from him going, ooh, ooh. And I look, and it's my kids. And they're only 30 yards from the moose.
It's your kids?
Directly downhill with nothing but pine needles in between them. And I'm yelling at him, get your ass back in the car, And people are looking at me like, God, what a jerk. But most people who go there don't know about animal behavior.
No.
And they don't understand it. So
I'll say,
that was fun times.
Yellowstone is probably one of America's crown jewel, probably the top of it, because there's no other place on earth like it.
No, it's wonderful. I haven't been back since 2005, and I should probably do that. Now that I have a long lens, I should probably go back.
I wish they would let us. Like, I found so many shed antlers when I was there, and
in the back country.
Yeah. and you can't take them out. I go, I want to take you out. My wife's going, no. But I don't know if you know Sheep Eater's Cliff. That's not like
recall the name.
that's you're coming right out of Mammoth, and you're going up around, and it's in between Mammoth and like Old Faithful, and I'm fishing a creek there. It's actually Gardner River, and the water's clear. I look down in the water, and here's an obsidian knife blade down in there.
Really?
And I my wife goes, "Don't you even do it. Just leave it there."
We'd be in a lot of trouble if it wasn't for our wives. Probably.
Oh yeah. I'm going. I just want to take it. You can't. I go, okay. So, but
And I know what you said next. Well, somebody's going to.
I did say that, and she goes, "It ain't gonna be you. It ain't gonna be me." And I left it there, and it's probably not there. Someone probably found it. Actually, it might still be there because nobody really ever fishes that creek and that Gardner River because they want to go after cutthroat and all that stuff, and it's
Right.
loaded. It's loaded with brook trout. I was playing the numbers game. I was playing quantity, not not.
Yeah. You just want to catch it.
That's it.
You know?
And brook trout's good to eat, and you can keep brook trout there, and yeah, that's about it. But thanks, Jerry, and I will let you go. And I appreciate this because it's flashing at me.
Okay, well, it's good talking to
And
you.
I'll holler at you later, and we'll keep in touch and all that stuff. So,
Okay.
alrighty. Thank you
All right.
again. You have a wonderful weekend. All right.
Thank you. You too, Justin.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, Midwest Mania outdoor guests. Remember, if you have kids and they love archery, check out Compton Traditional Bow Hunters. It's a great organization to be with. And I'm a member of it. My daughter's a member of it. Actually, we have a family membership. PBS is a Professional Bow Hunters Society is another great organization. And check out your local clubs. Have a great day. Thank you for listening.